We gotta get it up. Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Yo, what's up? Name's JetLeo1, and I have had this footage on my computer for a week, so I finally decided to get around to using it. So I shall, and now to get to the point that I had been waiting a whole week to get to, I believe World of Warcraft has evolved from a game into a pure infection. Now, if any of you World of Warcraft fanboys watching this are going to get mad at me in a second, please hear me out. I do not mean that the game is bad. It's not my style personally, but it's not a bad game, I suppose, if everybody is willing to keep paying for it. However, it has gone from being a mere fad or phenomenon or just major game to being a pure infection. Now, what I mean by that is that it's basically gone to the point where it's affecting everything, whether it wants to or not. And my friend Battlerman3 summed it up quite perfectly. He said when he was playing, what was it? I believe it was Forsaken World. He said he didn't like it that much because it was too much like World of Warcraft, and then he went brilliantly said, is it a bad thing that I go and compare every MMO I play to World of Warcraft now? And I have to agree with him. Yes, that is a bad thing, because no game is really a marking point for others, because they've always got something different. And I think that's unfair that World of Warcraft has been able to evolve to that point where it's affecting people whether they want it to or not, where you're unconsciously asking the question, hey, how similar is this to World of Warcraft, whenever you load up an MMO, or when MMO developers are making their game, they're just like, hey, why don't we add this, I remember it from World of Warcraft. That's not a good thing. That is what holds industries back. And I believe it's holding back the MMO industry, because as Total Biscuit has once said, nobody's willing to pay for more than one subscription, especially when you can put yourself to sleep like a noob like that, like I just did. My bad, but nobody's willing to pay for more than one MMO subscription, no matter how good the game may be, and that subscription is usually World of Warcraft, and nobody really wants to change that. So the problem is, though, that out of that one subscription thing, free-to-play MMOs have arrived and come up to strength, because you get to keep your one subscription, so you get to play more games without more than one subscription. However, the problem with that is, since World of Warcraft is doing so well, it has unconsciously, or consciously in some cases, snuck into the minds of developers of free-to-play games to go and World of Warcraftify themselves in an attempt to make themselves do better. Because, I mean, it's not fully World of Warcraft, you don't have to pay a subscription fee, but if you can get as close to that, they believe people will be attracted by it, and that's not a very good thing. Because when people start copying one thing a priority, then, gaming goes nowhere. So when people are sitting there, and they're trying to make themselves like World of Warcraft, we're not going to move past World of Warcraft. Which is why I find games like Dragon's Nest here and Vindictus so refreshing, because they completely break the normal style. Like the World of Warcraft invented the stand next to your enemy, cast skills, go raiding, yada 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 conventions. Or actually, it didn't invent them, that was pretty much EverQuest's job. However, it took EverQuest and then upped it, and that's why it's so good. Because EverQuest built the legend, and then World of Warcraft made everyone want to retell that legend. So, that's what it did, and that's how it rose to power. However, we're not going... The fact that it's based on EverQuest actually makes it even worse that it's become an infection, because EverQuest is, pretty old. And since if everybody's trying to copy them, as they copied EverQuest, we're going nowhere. Because, Dragon's Nest, Vindictus, they break that up. World of Warcraft went and made the legend of EverQuest, stand over by enemies, randomly drop loot, quests where the enemies don't always drop stuff, randomly running around instances, partying, yada yada yada, that stuff. World of Warcraft took it and made it basic. No, everybody wants that, and I don't have a problem with that. The problem is that they want to make it exactly how World of Warcraft did those things. Like, I remember a game, Soul of the Ultimate Nation. It was basically World of Warcraft but fancy. However, That's being me succumbing to the infection there. It's nothing like World of Warcraft. Basic idea is the same, yes. However, if you're going to go with the basic idea, you might as well say it's the same as EverQuest, but no. It's basically take that style of MMO, the click enemy, select enemy, skills in taskbar, questing rating, blah blah blah, and crank it up to like 12 of 11. Because the fighting style was fast and fluid. I played as the double blader. He was practically dancing with all of his fighting styles. It was beautiful. The graphics are up there. Like really good graphics. I like them. Good for free to play. Actually, I shouldn't be saying that. I'm not a graphics whore, but hey, it's pretty good graphics. I liked them. It was nice and shiny. Looked almost Call of Duty like. And I found that interesting. It was a good looking game, smooth gameplay, solid gameplay, and it took like the World of Warcraft conventions but did them differently, so it made it more interesting. I like that, but other developers won't go and do that. Like, to give the biggest, most shameful example of the World of Warcraft infection, I give you Allad's Online, which I don't have gameplay of, but Allad's Online, like basically on their website page they practically said we're ripping off World of Warcraft, that's why you should like us. Like, and like their art style, exact same. The only difference is it's slightly sci-fi. But Allad's Online is the example I give you of the World of Warcraft infection. It is infecting people. It is making people themselves, the gamers themselves, compare the games to World of Warcraft, and is making developers make that question viable by making their game like World of Warcraft. And thus I tell you, World of Warcraft is an infection, but hopefully it'll go away soon. Because with stuff like Guild Wars 2 coming out, and stuff like Dragon's Nest Vindictus, and then Perfect World's coming out with Raiders, which is like Monster Hunter. Hopefully it'll shake it up and stop the exact copying of it. I mean, it's a good idea, but the copying has got to stop, and that's my 2 cents. This is Jet Leo 1, and I'll see you next time.